Hi, this is BESIG Online. I'm Andi White, and we're here with Byron Russell. Byron, you do a lot of things.
Yes.
I've seen you at conferences, and every time there's something different going on. Can you tell us about what you do and how you got into that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I was in publishing for a very, very long time, education publishing, and about 10 years ago I decided to form my own consulting company, which is called Woodstock Publishing Partnership.
Okay.
And we're based just outside Woodstock in Oxfordshire, and what we supply is editorial management services to most of the big ELT publishers.
Okay.
But I personally supply consulting services mainly in the field of digital learning technologies.
Okay, what does that involve then?
It'll usually involve, at one level, supplying ongoing support. So, for example, one of the companies I work with is Language Lab. They've got a tremendous thing going on with a virtual city that they've set up using the Second Life platform, although it's slightly independent of Second Life. And I've been working with them on how they can actually develop their business and how they can expand their services that they're offering. Currently, most of what I'm doing is involved with English 360, which, as you probably know, is an online platform, a virtual learning environment which incorporates a great mass of content from Cambridge University Press, and to which you can upload your own materials. And before that I was involved with Macmillan English Campus, which did pretty much the same thing, but you couldn't actually upload your own material to it.
All right. How did you move into all of these different fields? I mean, have you ever taught English?
Oh yes.
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 Okay, that's the first thing.
Yes,
so you were an English teacher, and then you moved into publishing? I
mean, it was completely by accident. I started out as an English teacher in Italy many, many years ago. Spent about 5 years teaching in Italy and to a certain extent in the UK as well. And then I was advised to go for a job for sales rep for Oxford University Press, based out in Milan. So I applied for it, didn't think I had a hope in hell of getting it, because I had no sales experience whatsoever, apart from, and much to my surprise was called for interview and got the job.
But they're often just looking for people who have experience in the market, and as a teacher, and if you live there, then you've got that. All right. So you got the job.
I got the job, and then spent the next 3 years working with OUP, doing teaching and teacher training on their behalf, and also, of course, selling their list into the Italian state school market mainly. And so I carried on doing that with OUP for a while. Spent a stint in Eastern Europe, and that was really exciting because that's when Eastern Europe was just starting to open up. So it was a very, very exciting period. This was the end of the 80s, early 90s. And I didn't actually get into digital technologies until the very, very end of that decade. And it was just around the time of the 2000 .com bubble bursting. And I was taken on board as business development director for FT Knowledge, which was part of the Pearson Group at that time, and I was only there for about 8 months, and then they closed the whole business down. It was a great idea. It was actually putting management training materials onto a platform and then having those accredited by local universities. So as a business concept it was great, but I think it just took a very, very long time to get the kind of revenues that we were looking for. So at that point I thought to myself, well, hell, I'm just going to go freelance, set myself up as a little consultant, run my own business and see how that goes. And that's been going for 10 years. So hopefully I'm doing something right.
Yeah, I think you are. I mean, you're obviously very successful, and I see you everywhere, so I think that takes a lot of footwork as well.
It's a really great environment to move in. I mean, I've been in it for 10 years now, I've known loads of people, and almost coming to an event like BESIG is like coming to a big party. You just see so many people that you know. You end up having drinks with so many people that you know. It's just great fun, and you're learning a lot the whole time, because the whole business of digital technology it's changing so quickly. You don't really know what's coming next year, 2 years down the line, and so you're always on your toes. It's great.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really exciting, and one way to get that is to have your finger on the pulse and be at BESIG. That's where you find these things.
Talk to as many people as possible, find out what they're doing, and being a consultant as opposed to a full-time employee with one particular company, I think gives you a little bit of an edge. You know, people are much more willing to talk to you about what they're doing. Right, of course, you don't share business secrets with absolutely everybody, which you wouldn't do. But it also makes you a little bit more open to what's going on. Yeah. Because if you're employed by a company, then you tend to see only what that company is doing. Whereas if you're a freelancer, you're slightly more open to various ideas that are coming from all over the place.
Right. So you've got the overview.
Yeah.
You've got it all.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Byron, thanks for having a chat and explaining what you do and how you got into that. I think it's really interesting and useful for a lot of teachers who are thinking of moving off into a different direction.
Well, exactly. I mean, one of the people I work closely with is Pete Sharma, of course.
Yeah.
I run Pete Sharma Associates together with Pete, and that has to have an overview of everything that's going on.
Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot for having a chat. Thanks for
watching.
watching. Yeah.
Nice to talk to you.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back with more.